All right, cook with me while I just kind of talk about my life because I'm bored, and also I realize a lot has happened. A lot has happened recently. First of all, I'm peeling little baby carrots. It's annoying into little strips for my yakisoba because I forgot to get big carrots and I don't want to go back to the store. And going back to the store would probably be less work. But also I'm broke. So I'm peeling baby carrots. It's fucking obnoxious. But anyways, so let's just, yap about my life. I had to leave college because FAFSA just didn't give me what I needed and I was not able to get a job up there, and I couldn't pay for the first term that I attended and I took my class, and then they were like, hey, like, you can't take classes second term if you haven't paid for first term yet. I was like, that's not what y'all told me on the phone before I came up here, because the whole reason I went up there at the time is because I had been talking to someone over the phone and they were like, oh yeah, like, as long as you pay your late fees, you'll be able to keep attending classes even if you haven't paid for first term. Turns out they were either lying or just didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, but it wasn't like over email, it was over phone, so I have no proof of that. So that was great, and so I had to leave housing and move back down with one of the mothers, and not the mother I would have preferred, but we don't talk about it right now because, I live in her house for free, and she is being kind of chill usually. And then I got a job. Fuck! That was okay, I just washed it off. So I got a job at this place called House of Smoke. It was a smoke shop, like, I'm 20, but they didn't sell weed or anything. They only sold like tobacco and vapes and kratom and crave and hydroxy and opia and all that bullshit or whatever. Which, fine, but it was low-key sketchy because, so I applied on Indeed as one does, They, instead of hitting me up on Indeed, which my last couple jobs have, or over email, which also jobs usually do, they texted me. So I was like, okay, sure. They texted me, hey, give us a call. So I call them and they give me a little phone interview. They're like, oh yeah, this went well. Can you come in for like an in-person interview? And I went, oh my God, yeah, sure. Like, I'd love to. And then they go, how about right now? And I was like, whoa, a little bit fast. I'm not prepared, but sure. So I go, they send me the address over text, blah, 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 right? And then I pull up, and it's a warehouse. Just a sketchy-ass warehouse. But I needed a job. I have $50 in my bank account, and I have to pay my car loan next month, which is like $160, and I did not have that money. So I went in, I got the job on the spot. It was, some of the questions were a little bit, they were like, how long do you plan to stay with us? I was like, oh, I'm not sure, probably as long as I can. I've got like school debt to pay off, I got to pay off my car. And they're like, what about loyal? Like, how loyal are you? How long did you stay with your last jobs? Why'd you leave your last jobs? Like, have you tried any of our products? I'm like, I'm 20. I have not tried your products. And they're like, would you be willing to when you turn like 21? And I'm like, I am not doing kratom or tobacco or any of that bullshit because I know how addicting that is. People come in 3 times a day at the store. So like, whatever. But I got the job, so I show up on my first day, I'm closing, it's an 8-hour shift, fine, they're training me to be a closer. It goes decent, it's a little long, like, you don't really technically, like, you get a break, but also you don't, but I'll go over that in a bit. Which, it was fine, Next day, I check my shift on my way home from work that night, and we get off at like 11, it's in a sketchy neighborhood, but like, I closed with someone, so I wasn't too worried. Next day, I'm opening, and I'm like, okay. I've never opened before. This is my second day, about to be my second day on the job. But fine, they're gonna have me open with someone. They gave me like a list last night of like what to do when opening, so I was assuming, that's just for reference while I'm working with someone. I'm opening alone. So I opened the store all by myself, second day, work all by myself for an 8-hour shift, all by myself on my second day. Which, that was absolutely terrifying, and also because only one person works at a time usually, you do get like, and it's always an 8-hour shift, you do technically get like a lunch, but like if someone, like, and it's a paid lunch, so like if someone walks in, you get up and help them. But like, what about my 2 10s? Because it's like an 8-hour, I'm supposed to get my lunch, which is a 30, and then 2 10s. That's how my last jobs were. So like occasionally I sit down, rest my feet because my feet hurt. I got flat feet. I don't have good proper shoes right now. So like I'll do like a task and then I'll sit down for like a couple minutes, like not even 10. Like I'm too scared to sit down for 10. I sit down for like 3 at a time. And that goes on for a couple weeks. You know, it's a job, but not a couple weeks, like 2 weeks. And then last Friday, they changed my schedule. They went, hey, like, we're going to have you working at the warehouse tomorrow. I go, oh, like, okay. But that morning I wake up, I'm throwing up, like, every couple minutes. So I give them I tell them, I'm like, hey, I cannot come in. I'm so sorry. Like, I am throwing up. I am sick as a dog right now. They're like, oh, okay, we'll find someone to cover your shift. And then I go fall back asleep. I wake up. They changed all my next shifts. They gave me another 2 days off, which like I wasn't upset about. But then they changed it so I work at the warehouse 5 days a week. 5 days that week. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, sure, I guess. So I show up to the warehouse. I drive all the way out there, and they're like they have me sign all this stuff about working in the warehouse, like the phone policy, the like uniform policy, whatever. So I'm thinking they're gonna have me actually work in the warehouse, because why else would they have me sign all that bullshit? And then one of the ladies pulls me to the side. She goes, hey, like, can I talk to you? And I go, yeah, sure, what's up? And she's like, so we just don't think this is working out. And I'm like, I've been here 5 minutes. I haven't even done anything. Like, I've just signed papers to work in the warehouse. And she's like, yeah, can you sign this and this and this? We'll send you your next check over mail. Like, this just isn't working out. And I'm like, why? I want to know why. And she's like, yeah, you sit down too much during your shift. You don't really know what a lot of our products do. I'm like, I've been here for not even a full 2 weeks. I'm not going to have all the products memorized. I do sit down during my shift because guess what? I finished all my tasks. There's nobody in the store. I cleaned all this stuff. I did other people's tasks. I don't know what else you want me to do. And the thing is, I realized like after I signed everything that I don't even think they technically fired me. I think they had me sign like a resignation thing, which like whatever. I don't think that means anything that much. But like, it's just kind of weird. And so now I have to look for another job, which is kind of pissing me off. Ow. I've been peeling these for 7 minutes and I'm not even done. Take a look. This is kind of, this should be enough carrot. I don't need that much carrot. I'm going to finish this one, then I'll put those back. Yeah. So that's interesting, you know. So now I need another job because, I mean, I have another paycheck coming in, and my first one was like $300 because of the way the paper went. Next one should be more than that, but like, who fucking knows, you know? Like, I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, so, you know, full time, and I get paid just like 20 cents above minimum wage. And now I need a new job, and the job market is absolute nuts. Where's my cat? So over here. The job market is so bad right now. It's genuinely not even funny. So there's that. Can I open this, please? Aha. Luckily, recently, when I first got here, Jill was like, yeah, I'll pay for your food until you get a job. Some of the stuff I did pay for because I'm just cool like that. But no, I was just really like, I don't need both of these, I only need one lady. Yeah, so that's great. And I mean, the whole college thing is, I'm gonna put this in my market real quick. The whole college thing sucks, but also like I need to rethink my major because I was going to be doing marine biology, and the way my school worked, you took one class that's worth 20 credits per term, or like 20-ish. I took a total of 16 credits because I had a 2-credit pre-orientation course that lasted like a week before college started, which that was actually pretty fun. I did really enjoy that. 100% would do it again. I need a bigger knife. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's fine. I ran out of storage, so I had to go back and delete a bazillion things. But what was I talking about? Yeah, so I took C Science and chemistry, and I did pretty well in the C Science. I did not in the chemistry. I did absolutely buns in the chemistry. I got, I think, a 3 out of 100 on my final. And that was me trying my bestest, studying, getting help from friends, like, yeah. So me and chemistry do not get along. Me and math have never gotten along, but I guess just me and like specifically things where I have to remember formulas, not happening. Because here's the thing, I did really good in the labs, like all the labs, the chemistry labs went almost perfect. So I got all my credits, they just changed my, like, because that class was 6 chemistry, 6 C Science, and then 2 like lab science. They changed 4 of the 6 chemistry credits to like physical, like more physical lab science credits, which I'm not mad about that, you know, like I deserve that, whatever. My bad for being absolute buns. But just, yeah. So I really need to rethink chemistry and anything involving chemistry. So anything involving C Science involves chemistry, so I gotta rethink that. That's kind of making me mad because I really excited to do all that. Like, genuinely, that was like, marine biology was my thing, you know? So that's just fucking great. Just jump over here so you can. Yeah, perfect. Just super excited. I really like garlic, so I'm putting a decent amount. Ooh, yes. I don't actually have any chicken, which normally I put chicken or some sort of meat in this, but I don't have any today. So can I open you, please? Let's start popping at me, please. Look at myself. Yeah, so other things, I do still want to do something related to that in like the sciences specifically, but I don't know, you know, they all kind of need chemistry or large things like big math. So my other thought was vaguely like a teacher, because I didn't feel like I'd be a good teacher, you know, but the problem is I don't really like most ages of kids. This is chili garlic sauce. I feel like I put a lot more than I usually do, so this is gonna be, we'll see. I don't have soy sauce, which normally I put soy sauce in this. Well, this is gonna be interesting. But so I'm definitely not going to teach high school. I think I'd rather kill myself. Like, I don't want to teach, like, where I'm at risk of having to deal with kids peeing their pants every day. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So, like, old enough where they're mostly potty trained, you know? I'm never going to expect there's going to be 0 accidents ever because fucking kids. And I want them old enough where they, like... they like have a conscience, you know, they're not just like, you know, maybe a 5th grader, maybe 4th grade, like older elementary, younger middle is kind of what I'm thinking. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I would like to, like, you know, and I need to look like what requirements are to become a teacher, because if I have to do, like, obviously you're going to need some level of math, But like, you don't need that much math to be like a elementary teacher. And like an elementary teacher, I feel like just old enough where they'll fucking like still listen to me and like think I'm super cool and whatnot and think class is fun. And old enough where they're not gonna piss themselves and shit themselves every 5 seconds. While being young enough that like they're not gonna be those kids, you know, the skibbity toilet. Like obviously they're still gonna be like vaguely skibbity toilet because of the way the internet is, but like where they're not super on the internet and they're not misogynist the assholes yet. Like that kind of age. So I have to think that through and then obviously look up like requirements of what, you know? Like what kind of grade that would be. Because I don't remember how old I was when I feel like I was a pretty good student most of the time too. So like I feel like I can't even use myself as a reference. Like do kindergarten, I don't know how old you are in kindergarten. Like do kindergartners and first graders piss themselves all the time? Like obviously I'm expecting that there's gonna be some level of accident. Like unless I wanna do like older, middle, high school, but like, I don't know. Just yeah. There's not a lot that interests me job-wise that's not like gonna need higher level math, which sucks. And it's not even just that like, oh, I'm not good at math, so it takes more. I genuinely think something is wrong with my brain when it comes to math. Like, I need someone to walk me like through things step by step every time I do it. I could have done something 50 million times, and unless someone's sitting there walking me through it step by step, I don't get it. And it makes me mad. Because like, come on. I should have grabbed soy sauce while I was there. We had soy sauce the other time I made it, but Jill, the mother I live with, was like, this tastes a little funny. It's got a funky aftertaste, so I think I'm gonna dump it out. And I went, oh fuck. Could put Worcestershire sauce in it. Just a little bit though. Even last time I felt like I had too much. It tasted good though. Like I just didn't let it simmer long enough, I think was my problem then. I feel like I actually could have done more vegetables. But you know, hindsight's 20/20 or whatever. So there's that. I definitely have to rethink a lot of things in my life while also just, because teachers don't make a lot and college costs so much. Like, will I be able to pay back without having to sacrifice, like without having to be a teacher until I'm 84, you know? That's just like what I'm kind of, and I could like learn a trade or something, but there's no trade that like really interests me that I would be good enough at to like get an actual job, you know? So there's that to think about. There you go. Which that's just great as well. Because I briefly wanted to do like welding. And I actually almost did go to school for it, but then low-key my parents convinced me out of it. And also just like looking at it, I can't do heat. I would overheat in those outfits that you have to wear. I would like overheat and fall and die. That's just, you know. And I don't have any like hobbies I'm good enough at to make it into something, you know, like to make it into like, I'm not like, I make silly little bracelets and stuff, but not good enough to sell. They're kind of ugly. Like I did metal arts for a while, also not good enough to sell. And also, you know, you need equipment for that, and the equipment's expensive, and it's so much, right? All of this is so much. And we're like, oh my god, you're like 20, you don't have to have everything figured out. But like, yes, I do, because everything costs so money that if I don't have it so much money, that you kind of do have to have it all figured out right away, or you're gonna be $8 bazillion in debt. Like, I could just fucking enlist, I guess. But, you know, there's the fucking war with Iran right now. Like, what the fuck? You know, life kind of... And my parents make enough from FAFSA. My parents make enough that FAFSA's not going to give me anything, but they're not giving me anything. You know? And I don't have good enough college, like... I don't have good enough credit to get college loans on my own, but no one's going to co-sign a loan with me. So it's like, what the fuck? You know? And just, I miss college. I really liked it up there. Like, my friends were so nice. My roommates were wonderful. Like, being free from having family around me was everything I could have ever wanted and, like, hoped for and asked for. It was absolute perfection. Like, no, that's not to say there was no problems with the people up there. Like, I had some problems with some people up there, but nothing, like, crazy, you know? Nothing where it was, like, crazily affecting my mental health beyond, like, the norm. Let's see, a little longer. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, though. So it's just, like, I don't know what to do. And it's pissing me off so much. I hate not knowing what to do. And just, like, you know... Maybe I'll just buy a webcam with my next paycheck, even though I need to save that money and attempt to become a streamer, and then waste my money on a webcam, you know? Like, I don't even know what I'd stream. Like, games cost money, like, and obviously trying to become a streamer is, like, a stupid goal. Like, it's not stupid, like, go for it if you think you can, but I'm not that funny. I don't talk that much when I'm playing video games. I don't play video games that well or bad enough that, like, I think I'd get popular. I'm not likable. And not in a, oh, I don't have friends. Like, I have friends who really like me, but that's because they have the same interests as me. And we can have those little deep conversations. We can go swimming together and be, like, I'm the kind of, as long as I'm not busy, I'm down for anything you want to do, friend. Like, I'll come over, I'll do errands. We could go on a hike. Like, obviously I have to think about things like my knee and time-wise, but, like, you want me to stay the night? Sure. You want me to go home early? Sure. Like, I'm not picky about hanging out with my friends. But that's not how it is on streaming. So it's not that I'm not likable. It's I'm likable to very specific people in very specific situations. And I feel like I don't talk about anything that's super interesting unless you know me. And it's not like I'm super pretty. So, like, I don't think I'm, like, the ugliest person alive. But I'm not, like, you know, I'm a bigger girl. And I recognize that about myself. And I don't do makeup or anything, so, and I recognize that about myself. It's not like I have a specific style that's just like, oh, you know, like, the alternative communities, like, they're not seen as super, like, attractive by normal people, but, like, they have a specific style that's kind of what people are drawn to sometimes. I don't. I'm kind of like, this fits. This was given to me. I don't normally wear tank tops. This was given to me by my sister, and I'm doing my laundry. So... this and this pair of pants that also should have probably been in the wash, but I don't have any other pants right now. Like, oh shit, I knew I forgot something. I forgot to put in green onions. No. It's okay. I don't need green onions. These can just keep growing. But yeah, that's just kind of like where I'm at in life. I think this can be probably. Yeah, there's not too much liquid in there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. And I have my stupid, silly little YouTube videos that I occasionally make, but it's also like, I'm definitely not, like, with YouTube and streaming and TikTok and all those things, one of the biggest things people talk about if I were gonna do it is you have to be consistent. I am not. Like, I am a very inconsistent person, even with my silly little YouTube. Which, I mean, my YouTube isn't supposed to be something that's gonna be, like, making me money. Like, that's not my goal with it. Like, if that's what happens, sure, great, cool, fun. Like, but that's not, like, the goal of it. It's just kind of a diary for me, because I don't like writing things down, like, diary style. But I would like to have something to look back on and see, like, where I was at the time and, like, what I looked like. And I don't take pictures, so that's kind of what this is, right? It's my diary that I write in or videotape very, very inconsistently. But, like, hey, you know, a diary is a diary. And I occasionally get people who watch my videos, and, like, occasionally I get comments. Usually they're weird and, like, they're not, like, outright weird, but they have weird undertones, you know? Like, I think on my last cleaning video or whatever, there was a couple comments, like, the same account commented, like, 3 times. And 2 out of 3 comments were, like, you should focus the camera more on, like, your center, like, you just want to look at my boobs. Which, fine, at the time, I mean, I had a nice bra on, and it pushed it up, and they looked good. But, like, also, like, bro, I don't know you. I was not putting my boobs on camera for you. I was fucking hot as, like, my room is hot as hell. And also just camera angles, because I film on my phone, you know? So that's my food tour. No, I have some leftovers. I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm eating less. But it's also, like, not working, because it's not like I ate a lot usually. Then again, I haven't weighed myself recently, but I feel like people look at a bigger person like me, and they just kind of assume that, like, I'm fat because I eat a lot. And that's not fully the truth. Like, there are times where I just kind of don't. Like, I'm at college, and down here, I kind of eat, like, once a day, maybe twice, sometimes none, you know? Like, and, like, it's a bigger portion, yeah, but I feel like that's not that much food for one person once a day. And I've been walking more because I have the dogs I have to walk. Well, I walk one of them. And I walk them, like, a mile a couple times a week, so I'm getting out more, but it's also just, like, it's really hard for me to lose weight for whatever reason. Like, when I was working at Menchie's, mind you, I got really into weight loss. I lost about 30 pounds, and I was really proud of myself because I've hit, you know, I finally got under 200. And then I quit that job to work at Dave's because I needed more money. And mind you, I was still eating Menchie's every day while I worked at it. And then I moved over to Dave's, so I stopped eating Menchie's. And I thought, okay, I'm not eating frozen yogurt every day anymore. Let's go. So I started eating Dave's because that's, like, we got off at, like, 2 a.m. and that was the only thing open, and I needed dinner, so I would take home food with me. And I gained, like, half of it back. And then I went up to college, and I was just so stressed all the time that I started kind of, like, oh, let's hope this isn't too spicy. I'm really bad at spice, you guys. It's a little spicier than I intended. I definitely put a little too much. It's because I'm used to making double batches, because when I made this, I'd usually give some to one of my siblings, or would save extra for the next day, but like yellow water. It's not, like, bad. Like, I do like spicy things. I just can't handle them. I'm too white. No, I just think I put all my, like, tolerance for that type of thing into sour things. Like, sour things don't affect me that much. Like, there's some, don't get me wrong. Like, you give me a super sour warhead, I'll make a little bit of a face, you know. But like, and this really isn't that bad. I think I just got a bite of just like the pure chili garlic. Here's the thing with garlic. It's never not like, even the amount of it really doesn't taste that garlicky. Cause like this is chili garlic sauce, and I put, you know, a decent amount. And then I have just minced garlic paste. I put a decent amount. Didn't really taste garlicky. But you know what? I'm just gonna pretend it's there. So there's that. But I really, like, it's just, I guess, I have a different body type. I'm never going to be the super skinny size 0 girl. Like, that's just not on the cards for me, you know? But, and I definitely do have, like, I'm not going to call it an eating disorder because I haven't been diagnosed, but I do have, you know, like that sort of thing. And I want to call it stress eating, but it's not just because I'm stressed, but like, sometimes I won't even realize I'm doing it, but I will eat so much food in one sitting, and then afterwards just kind of sit there thinking to myself, like, wow, I should just kind of kill myself. Like, genuinely, like, that's my thought process is I won't realize it, and then afterwards I'll realize I ate so much food, and I'm going to gain more weight, and I'm going to get fatter, and then I want to kill myself. And I don't want to call it an eating disorder because it's not like I'm, you know, anorexic, and it's not like I'm throwing up the food. Because obviously there's, like, binge eating and bulimia where, like, you eat, like, you kind of do what I do and then you throw it up. But it's not like I throw it up. It's just... And when I do get stressed, I don't want to say I can't control it. It's just so hard not to. Because when I'm really stressed, that's, like, one of the few things that makes me feel better is eating a lot of food. Like, and I don't want to say I don't realize I'm doing it because, like, I sort of do to a certain extent. But it's, like... I don't really realize the actual quantity until afterwards, and then I feel like shit about it, and I feel like shit about myself, and it's just kind of like, you know? And I mean, I could go on a whole rant about, because I'm on TikTok, everyone's on fucking, not everyone, but most people are on TikTok, and my car. 1 second. It was not my car, but look at my dogs. So this one here, this is Holly. The one with the brown on her ear, that's Holly. That's Augie. They're Jack Russell Terriers. They're both, I think, either 13 and 12 or 11 and 12. This is Sammy. He's my big boy. He's the one I give walks to. Look at him. Look at this just absolute sweetheart. Hi. Hello. 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 He's a Pyrenees Lab Mix. He is, I think, gonna be turning 2 this year, Z. Yes, you are. You're getting all grown upsy. And he's just a big cuddle bug, right? Like, look at him. Look at that face. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. Look at him. He's so, oh, careful, careful, careful. You're gonna tip over your cage, sir. But yeah, he's a big boy. They don't live out here, by the way. They do come inside. This is just where they are during the day when it's raining outside so that they can't, like, because the little ones, they like to bite car tires when they come up the driveway. And the big one, he likes to chase cars, and he's been hit by a car, and then he got back up and continued to chase it. Because we have an electric fence for them, because we're, like, on 5 acres or whatever. Sandy, the big one, he just ignores it. So, you know, and it's raining outside, and we don't want to have to deal with muddy dog, because then they can't come inside if they're too muddy. And that big one, he should get bathed more than he does, but bro, he's so fucking big. Like, he's essentially just either like a take him into the shower with you type of dog, or a hose him off type of dog, and he doesn't like a hose. So, what was I saying before I got interrupted? Who knows? So I'm on TikTok. And I mean, it's always been happening, but there's recently been more people talking about like what it's like growing up as a fat person. And all the comments are like, and like there's songs about it that are like about them being bigger and loving their body despite being bigger. And then like super skinny people use the songs, and then their like defense for it is, but like skinny people get bullied too, like not in the same way. And I could make a whole thesis statement on it, but it essentially boils down to, yes, maybe you have been called comments by it. It is not to the same level. Like, yes, there are cases out there where skinny people have been bullied. And I'm not saying you can't be insecure about your body. I'm not saying you can't have these problems. I'm saying it is not to the level that bigger people have had. Like, fat phobia is a rampant issue. Skinny phobia really isn't. Like, it is a problem. And it's also just living as a bigger person on a day-to-day basis, in my experience, is just humiliating. Like, it's just straight up humiliating. And I could make a video about it. And maybe I will someday. Like, I'll write a whole script or whatever, be like one of those professional YouTubers, and then I'll get 2 views. Who cares? You know, it's just, it's not the same. Like, it's just, it's a lot, you know? Need a haircut. Goddamn. Doesn't even look like there's a style to it. Like, here's the thing about my hair. When it gets to starting like length, it starts giving these little curls, you know. But like, I kind of like them, but also I don't, because I can't do shit with my hair. And I don't want to do shit with my hair, and I don't like it touching specific spots on my neck, which it is currently right now, and it's kind of pissing me off. Like, I don't want it this long. Plus, it's getting warmer outside, so I need to, like, cut it. I need to get the layers again, so it's not quite as heavy. But, like, also, I want it longer so that I can do more with it. But then, like, it's so hard to take care of when it's long, bro. I don't know how people with long hair do it. I don't know. Can a billionaire just, like... Could a billionaire just, like, donate $1 bazillion to me? Elon Musk, please. I'll stop bullying at Cybertrucks when they pass by my car. I promise. I'll stop calling them ugly. Actually, I won't do that one. But no, I promise, Mr. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I promise. If you give me money, like if you pay my college for me, or actually just buy me a house and give me enough money so that I never have to work again, and I'll stop calling you ugly and your car's ugly, and I'll stop, you know, rolling down my window and booing at Cybertrucks every time they pass my car. I promise. I pinky swear, Mr. Elon. I promise. See? I'm not even crossing my fingers or anything. I should probably eat some sort of protein later. There's been a couple days this week where my lunch has essentially been a fistful of carrots and some hummus. And then that's all I eat that day, other than like snacks. I do have Cheetos upstairs because I started my period yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day, let me just say. That's when I got fired. And then my car's engine light came on right after I got fired. And then I started my period that morning. But I had some fuck ass cravings today, and I needed to go pick up pads, and pads are expensive. Although the Winco brand ones that I got today, they're actually pretty good. Like, were not that expensive. Like, I think I spent like $20 at most. And I got those. I got 3 Monsters, and I got some Cheetos, and I got the chili garlic sauce. But, you know, Pretty good, pretty good. Sammy's squeaking. It's too rainy to take you for a walk. I can't. You're gonna get wet, and then you're gonna get muddy, and you're gonna get me wet and muddy, and I'm just did my laundry. No! He's so squeaky. It's so cute, though. What was I doing? What was I talking about? Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna go back to playing Genshin. Low key, I might buy a webcam. Just like a shitty one, because I think my headphones will work as a microphone. So I'll do that. And just do a shitty be a shitty streamer while I wait for like an actual job. Yeah. You know, that sounds about good. Here's the thing. Here's the biggest problem. Is I have about a year to figure everything out, which seems like a long time, except for the fact that in a year, my she's trying to do it sooner, but she's going to be selling this house in this property, meaning I won't be able to live here. And she's going to be moving to New Mexico or Colorado, so not in Washington, and she's not going to be taking me with me. That's not something that's going to be happening, and I just know it's not. So, I need to have everything figured out and, a place to live secured by the time she starts, selling this house, because I can't move in with the other mom, because that house is full. There's 3 bedrooms. Well, in an office that was turned into bedrooms, so technically 4 bedrooms. My mother has her room. My uncle has his room. My older brother, who is 20, he turns 24 this year, still lives at home. My uncle, who's 60, still lives at home. They all have bedrooms, and then I had a room there, but I moved out, and then my younger sister got it because I went up to college. And then my younger brother lives there, and he sleeps on a pull-out couch in the living room because he didn't have a bedroom. And he had one here, and then he moved out because he got mad at my mother, and I took his bedroom here. But I can't move back. I have nowhere to sleep. And they're trying to move up to Canada. Which, if they have room for me up there, maybe. Maybe. But also just, I can't do this shit. This shit's so old. And I've been having thoughts recently. Mental health stuff. I went to the doctor recently because I have, my knee problem. And they told me, yeah, your bone's positioned wrong. So it just kind of pops out. Pops out of what? The fuck? Genuinely, what do you mean pops out? But yeah. I have nothing else to say right now. So I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna sit here silently eating and you can watch. Mukbang time. I'm not gonna sit in silence. That's weird. I was gonna, because I went to Winco, which is where I got all my stuff. I was gonna get this stuff because I make some bomb ass rosemary sea salt and kosher bread, but I low-key forgot the recipe. Sorry, bird was just being a little silly. And I had it written down somewhere in my phone and I can't find it, so I think I accidentally deleted it. Which, it was just based on another recipe I found online with some of my own tweaks. So but I can't find that recipe either. And then I don't want to buy yeast, so I'll need to use it a couple times. And I don't know if Jill would let me use her flour and baking ingredients, which I don't see why she wouldn't, but she's also weird. Then I don't even know, because I left, I'm realizing now, when I moved out of that dorm, with my roommates. I left a lot of my stuff accidentally, like in my kitchen stuff. Like it's still in the kitchen. And I need to ask, because they're on spring break right now. And if I had realized sooner, I could have asked, because two of my roommates live in the same Bay area, if they could bring it down with them over spring break. That way I could go grab it from them. But like, you know, it's kind of late for that, which, I mean, I can message them again. I see when their next break is and be like, yeah, next time do you think you can bring me at least like these couple things? But I don't even know if she has like the pan type thing I need. Which, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm for real gonna go now because I actually have to really go pee.